Ever wish you could like get the heart of a book,
Mm-hmm.
without having to like spend hours and hours reading?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, now you can with Mindful Moments.
Ooh.
It's our platform, and it offers expertly curated summaries, all
Nice.
narrated by AI, perfect for, nourishing your mind when you're on the go.
Love that.
And speaking of captivating stories today, we are diving deep into Diana Gabaldon's Drums of Autumn,
Yes.
the fourth book in the Outlander series.
Such a good one.
I know, and this one's especially for you listeners out there. If you're fascinated by strong female characters,
For sure.
Intricate family sagas and history with a little dash of adventure.
Little spice. Yeah. Drums of Autumn basically just plunges us right into 18th century North Carolina.
Wow.
Where Claire and Jamie Fraser, our time-traveling couple, are trying to build a new life for themselves amidst this wilderness.
So imagine the challenges of forging alliances with Native American tribes.
Oh, yeah.
Facing those raw dangers of the frontier.
Right?
And, all while building a home like completely from scratch.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a huge contrast to their previous adventures in the Scottish Highlands and the French courts.
Totally.
And here the frontier's wild beauty, it really becomes a character itself,
I can see that.
Shaping their choices and their resilience in ways they never anticipated.
And they're not alone on this journey, are they?
They're not, no.
Young Ian Jamie's nephew, joins them,
He does.
bringing this like youthful energy and a touch of impulsiveness.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Remember that scene where he's so eager to learn gambling from Jamie,
Oh, yeah.
but maybe gets a little too eager when he's testing his luck with those sailors?
He's a little overconfident sometimes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But young Ian's presence really adds this like layer of complexity to the family dynamics.
He does.
We see Jamie taking on this mentorship role, trying to guide his nephew through being a teenager in this totally new world.
Totally.
And then there's Claire grappling with her connection to her 20th century daughter,
Oh, right, Brianna.
Brianna, who makes this incredible journey back in time to find her parents. It really is like two worlds are colliding.
Yeah.
Brianna brings this modern sensibility to the 18th century while she's trying to understand her parents' choices in this like drastically different time.
Makes sense.
And this clash of cultures, it creates these really thought-provoking moments.
Absolutely. And what's so fascinating is how Gabaldon doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of the time at all.
No, she doesn't.
She weaves all these historical details into the story,
Right.
From the aftermath of the Jacobite Rising
Yeah.
to even the brewing American Revolution.
It's a lot.
It is. And even these seemingly mundane details, like the tension in a tavern between Jamie and redcoat soldiers,
Oh,
it becomes charged with this historical weight.
yeah, you can almost feel the discomfort,
You really can.
the echoes of past conflicts
Uh-huh.
and that underlying animosity that's still kind of lingering in the air.
Definitely. And speaking of defying expectations, there's Claire, our brilliant and resourceful healer.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing.
She's constantly pushing boundaries, using her modern medical knowledge to help everyone around her.
Right.
But she has to navigate these often superstitious beliefs of the 18th century.
It's hard.
It is, think sassafras root for fevers
Oh, yeah.
and Jesuit bark for malaria.
It's amazing.
It really is.
It's in those moments that Claire's strength and compassion really shines.
Totally. She's a woman way ahead of her time.
She is.
Challenging those societal norms and just demonstrating the power of knowledge and empathy.
Absolutely. And of course, we can't forget about the heart of the story.
A love story.
The love story. Claire and Jamie's enduring love.
Yes.
This bond that's been tested by time, by circumstance,
By everything.
by even death itself.
Yeah.
Yet their passion, their humor, and their deep understanding of each other, it continues to shine through.
It does.
Just imagine Jamie bathing Brianna after she goes through this traumatic experience.
Oh, yeah.
It reveals so much about his character,
It does.
about his empathy, his fierce protectiveness of the people he loves.
It's a beautiful moment.
It is. And then there's that quiet scene in the woods where Jamie and Claire share this moment of reflection, discussing their roles in each other's lives.
That's so sweet.
It's both intimate and insightful.
Uh-huh.
It shows the depth of their bond and their ability to find comfort in each other amidst all the craziness.
Yeah, even when things get really tough, like when Jamie struggles with his helplessness during a difficult birth,
Oh, yeah.
their love and support for each other never wavers.
Gabaldon doesn't shy away from these raw emotional moments,
She doesn't.
reminding us that love isn't always these grand gestures,
Right.
but it's often found in the quiet moments of shared vulnerability.
Very true. And it's that blend of grand adventures and intimate moments that makes Drums of Autumn so captivating.
It really does.
It's this whirlwind of emotions, historical intrigue, and a love story that truly transcends time.
It does.
You know what really strikes me about this book?
What's that?
It's how Gabaldon uses that frontier setting to explore those themes of belonging and identity.
Oh, interesting.
We see Claire and Jamie adapting not just to like the practical stuff of building a home,
Yeah.
but also to the whole social and cultural landscape of colonial America.
It's like they're creating a life on all these different levels, right?
Exactly, like physically building a home in this wilderness, but also finding their place within this community that's so different from what they know.
Yeah, and that sense of community is so central to Drums of Autumn, isn't it?
It really is. Think about the gathering at Mount Helicon.
Oh, yeah.
This vibrant gathering of Scottish settlers where they share music and stories and traditions.
That scene is so vivid. I love it.
It is.
The fiddles are playing. Everyone's singing along to those old Scottish songs like, Hey, Johnny Cope.
Yeah.
You can practically feel those strong ties that bind them together.
You really can. It's like this powerful reminder of their heritage,
Yeah.
Even as they're forging a new path in this unfamiliar land.
Totally. And it's at the gathering that Brianna has this really profound moment of connection, doesn't she?
She does. She discovers this family history she never knew.
Wow.
Through all these paintings and letters, and it's like she's forging this link to her ancestors and solidifying her own sense of belonging in this world.
It's beautiful how the past can inform our present like that.
It really is. And speaking of Brianna, her relationship with Roger Mackenzie adds another layer of complexity to the story.
Oh, it does.
Their romance unfolds against this whole backdrop of historical upheaval and personal challenges.
Right.
Making for some pretty intense moments.
Definitely, their connection is so passionate.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also filled with misunderstandings and cultural differences.
That's true. Remember, Brianna is a modern woman navigating a world where expectations for women are so different.
Yeah, they are. And Roger, with his own secrets and struggles, is trying to find his footing as he travels back in time to be with her.
It's not easy for either of them.
It's definitely a roller coaster for both of them. And then there's this looming presence of Stephen Bonnet.
Oh, yeah.
Adding this layer of suspense and danger to the whole narrative.
He does. Claire's haunted by their past encounter.
Right.
And the fear of his return kind of hangs over everything.
It's like a shadow.
It is. Bonnet represents this chaos, this disruption to the fragile peace they've tried to build.
Yeah, his presence, even when he's not physically there,
right,
forces them to confront their past traumas and the dangers of this time.
Absolutely. It's a constant reminder that the 18th century was not a walk in the park.
It wasn't. And as the plot unfolds, we see Claire's strength and resilience truly tested.
Oh, yeah.
She's not just a healer.
Right.
She's a protector, a survivor, and a woman who refuses to be defined by the limitations of her time.
It's amazing. Claire's journey in Drums of Autumn is one of self-discovery and empowerment.
It is.
She embraces her roles as a wife and a mother, but never at the expense of her own identity or her independent spirit.
She really embodies that idea of having it all, but on her own terms.
She does. It's inspiring to see her navigate these challenges with so much grace and determination.
It is. And it's a reminder that even facing adversity, we have the power to shape our own destinies.
Absolutely. It's a message that resonates with readers no matter when they live.
Drums of Autumn doesn't shy away from exploring those complex issues and moral dilemmas, does it?
It doesn't. No. What are your thoughts on how Gabaldon handles those challenging topics?
Well, I think she does a remarkable job of presenting different perspectives without judging them.
Yeah.
Take, for example, the clash between Claire's modern medical practices and the 18th century beliefs. It makes us think about how far we'd go to uphold our own convictions, even when others disagree.
That's a great point. It's a perfect example of how historical fiction can make us reflect on our own values and beliefs.
And what about Jamie's difficult decisions as a leader?
Oh, yeah.
He's constantly balancing the needs of his family and the community, sometimes having to make choices that aren't easy or clear-cut.
Absolutely. His leadership is tested over and over again.
It is.
And we see him really grappling with the responsibility and the consequences of his actions.
It raises questions about justice, loyalty, and what it truly means to be a leader.
It does. And then there's Brianna's moral dilemma after that traumatic experience.
Oh, yeah.
Her choice to seek a handfast marriage, a temporary bond with Roger.
Wow.
It highlights the complexities of navigating love and survival in a world so different from her own.
That decision really stuck with me.
Me too.
It reminds us that historical context shapes not just what we do, but also how we define morality.
Right. What might seem like a simple decision in the modern world takes on these whole new dimensions when you look at it through the lens of the 18th century.
It's these thought-provoking moments, these moral ambiguities that make Drums of Autumn so much more than just a romance or an adventure story.
It really is.
It's a story that stays with you, sparking conversations and challenging your perspective long after you finish reading.
Gabaldon has this amazing knack for weaving together historical detail, complex characters, and compelling storylines.
She does.
In a way that feels both immersive and thought-provoking.
Speaking of immersion, one detail I found really memorable was the description of Claire's encounter with the Searing Croyne.
Oh, yeah.
This mythical Scottish sea creature that's said to be large enough to swallow a boat.
It's crazy.
It adds this element of folklore and magic to the story.
It's a fantastic example of how Gabaldon blends history and fantasy.
It is.
It creates the sense of wonder and mystery, reminding us that even in a world grounded in historical accuracy, there's still room for the unknown.
And that's what makes Drums of Autumn and the whole Outlander series so captivating.
It really is.
It's a journey through time, a love story that transcends centuries, and an exploration of the human spirit in all its complexity.
We've covered so much in our deep dive today.
We have.
But there's always more to uncover.
There is. What aspects of Drums of Autumn are you still thinking about?
I think what strikes me most is how Gabaldon portrays the internal struggles of her characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jamie's journey of self-discovery as he deals with the loss of his estate and his changing role in this new world.
It's compelling.
It reminds us that growth and change often come from adversity.
And Claire's unwavering determination to forge her own path.
Yes.
To be both a healer and a woman of her time.
It's incredibly inspiring.
It is. She never compromises her values, even when she faces these huge challenges.
Their resilience in the face of hardship, their unwavering love for each other, and their commitment to creating a life with purpose and meaning.
It's a story that resonates so deeply, reminding us of the power of the human spirit to overcome anything.
And for those who might feel a little overwhelmed by this book, remember that Mindful Moments offers this fantastic way to grasp the key themes and plot points of Drums of Autumn.
It does.
Especially if you're short on time. Their AI-narrated summaries are like having a friend give you the inside scoop.
Exactly. It's the perfect way to get a taste of the story before diving in.
For sure, but for the full experience.
Yeah.
For those moments that make you laugh and cry and think deeply about life and love and history, I highly recommend immersing yourself in Drums of Autumn yourself.
Absolutely. It's a book you'll want to savor, revisit, and discuss with other fans.
The layers of meaning they just unfold with each reading.
They do.
Revealing new insights and sparking more reflection.
And speaking of discussing, we want to hear from you.
We do.
What resonated with you most in Drums of Autumn?
Yeah, tell us.
Head over to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments.
We'd love to hear them.
And if you're ready to start this epic journey yourself,
yes,
we've included a link in the show notes where you can buy the book.
Happy reading.
Happy reading. And until next time, keep those minds curious.
It's amazing how Drums of Autumn doesn't just take you to the past, you know. It makes you think about your own values and your choices.
It really makes you think Claire's modern medical practices clashing with what people believed back then is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you wonder how far you'd go to stick to what you believe in a world that's so resistant to change.
Exactly. And when Jamie makes these tough choices, to protect his family and his community, it brings up those questions about what it means to be a good leader and make difficult decisions when things are rough.
And Brianna's moral dilemma.
Oh, right.
Her choice to go for a hand-fast marriage.
Yeah, a temporary bond.
After that trauma.
It's so complex how she has to navigate love and survival in a world so different from her own.
That decision really got to me.
It's powerful. It shows how the time period shapes not only what we do, but also what we think is right and wrong.
Drums of Autumn has so many of those moments that make you think.
It does.
It stays with you. You keep having conversations about it and challenging your own point of view long after you finish the book.
It's a testament to Gabaldon's writing, She pulls you into the story so completely. You experience those joys, the heartbreaks, and the dilemmas right alongside the characters.
Speaking of being pulled in, I remember that part about Claire and the Searing Croyne.
Yeah.
adding that mythical Scottish sea creature that could supposedly swallow a whole boat.
It's wild.
It adds this element of folklore and magic to the story.
Gabaldon blends history and fantasy so seamlessly.
It really does. It creates a sense of wonder.
Yeah.
Like reminding us that even in a world based on reality, there's still room for mystery.
And that's what makes Drums of Autumn and the whole Outlander series so captivating.
It is a journey through time.
Yeah.
A love story that lasts for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
An exploration of what it means to be human and all its messiness.
So if you're looking for a story that takes you away, challenges you, and stays with you long after you're done reading Drums of Autumn?
Definitely. And for those who don't have tons of time but still want to get the main points of this incredible story. Remember, Mindful Moments offers those expertly curated AI-narrated summaries.
It's a good way to get a taste of the book
before you dive into the whole thing.
Absolutely.
However you choose to experience Drums of Autumn.
You're in for a treat.
You are. And tell us what you think.
Yeah.
What resonated with you most in Drums of Autumn?
Head over to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments.
And if you're ready to go on this journey yourself,
we've got you covered.
We've put a link in the show notes where you can buy the book. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
And until next time, keep those minds curious.